Well, welcome there, people. It is I, Captain Steve, and today I'm doing a full-on review of TemTem. Now, it's in early access, so it isn't a complete game, and I haven't completed the full game. I have done 3 of the dojos now, and I feel that I'm at a point that I want to stop playing, to be fair. There's a few reasons why I'm going to stop playing at the moment, but it is a game that I do want to jump back into at some stage. So right now it's only available on PS5 and it's only available on PC. So there's a limited number of players here at the moment, but there is quite a fair few multiplayer type things you can get involved with and do together if you've turned on the multiplayer aspect. But the side quests are a little bit lacking, and I think they're going to add more in as they go along. And I feel that really, maybe, although it's early access, maybe it's something I want to jump into once they've completed the game and they've put it out in its entirety, because it does feel like there's empty spaces. And I'm loving the dialogue though that's there, all the text and speech. There's some really funny moments going on there. It ribs itself at places, and other times it sort of takes the mickey out of Pokemon in a rough way. It's interesting. It's a very cool little game, but it just doesn't feel completed yet. But then it's early access, so yeah, what did I expect? Exactly. But you are paying a full price game. I paid £50 for this, the Deluxe edition. And to have a Deluxe edition out when it's in early access just feels a little bit, really? You've got the standard version, deluxe version, and it's like, well, it's not even a full product yet. How can you say there's a deluxe version when it's in early access? So at the moment, I'm just not really feeling that it should be a full-priced game. And it just feels a little bit hollow in places. Things that I feel that this does better than Pokemon is the 2-on-2. So when you've got two sort of like TemTem out, they can sort of tem up together in a roundabout way. It's like my little Psypat there. He's got like a poisonous claw. Well, if I put him with another one of my Pokemons that does this water splash move, it actually takes the poison from my little Psyduck and puts poison into it. So it hits them with a water wave and also poisons them for 3 turns as well. But if you haven't got a poison TemTem next to it, that doesn't happen. It just hits them with a water attack. So sometimes it helps to have decent little tag teams. Now you've got 6 TemTem, so it makes you think, well, I need to pair these up and to have unison. It adds a whole new dimension to play, and I really like that. That is freaking awesome. That is a nice, welcome addition to the game. Heck yes it is. And it makes you think of things more technically. And also there's not many healing moves in this game. Sometimes you might get like a synthesis type thing with a certain element. So if you do a lightning attack and it hits you, or you target yourself with your own attack, it gives you health back and things. So yeah, there's a couple of odd TemTem that have that ability, but not many. It's limited few. But you are going to be using a lot more sort of items with this game. You're going to be balming them, you're going to be using your revives, and it is a constant challenge. And the actual level curve that they've done on this is perfect. They really have hit the nail on the head with how you progress and keeping the challenge constant. I mean, you are constantly bombarded with attacks, but because you know that you're leveling up your TemTem and they're going to become freaking badass at some stage, you're quite happy to do that grind. And when you go into multiplayer and also ranked battles, it really comes to fruition. All the work that you've done pays off, and depending on what skills you've given your TemTem, it really shines through in those sort of ranked battles and things like that. So there is that whole online element that you just don't get with Pokemon. So if you're after a Pokemon type game and you haven't got a Nintendo Switch or any Nintendo product, this is a great alternative, because you can play this on PC and PlayStation 5 at the moment, but it should be coming to other platforms hopefully soon. And when it does come to other platforms and there's more players picking this up and the whole multiplayer comes into fruition and we're going to see the game in its entirety, that's when I'm going to jump back in and start playing this again. But for now, I'm going to play this without sort of doing the videos and putting them on YouTube, because I feel like I'm ploughing through it quick to get the videos out there. And I kind of just want to grind and get my TemTem to be the best TemTem they can possibly be. So I'm going to take this one offline and carry on playing, and maybe put out the odd video every now and again of where to find rare TemTem. And yeah, I'm probably just going to go with that as my focus for now, where to find a rare TemTem, because I don't think that's going to change, even with the game's new additions. So yeah, that's why I'm stopping my playthrough at this stage, and I feel that I'm ready to deliver the review at this stage as well. Now, another thing, although that I said that the grind is quite an enjoyable grind, there are some TemTem that have got like a 5% drop rate. So I've put out a video on how to catch Osiara and how to catch Nestler. Well, they're a 5% drop rate. So too is Banshee. And you can be walking around for an hour trying to get the freaking things to pop. You kill them, or you capture them, sorry. You capture them, and it comes up with a trait. And sometimes the trait isn't the trait that you wanted. You're like, oh, it's just painful. Yeah, so then you've got to go through the whole grind again to try and get the trait you want. It'd be nice to be able to get rid of the trait and sort of mix it up, or choose the trait, have a drop down of the traits and choose which trait you want on those sort of rare drop TemTem. But it does encourage you, I suppose, to keep grinding out that area. And the whole time you're grinding, the actual TemTem that you're using to grind that area are leveling up. So it's pros and cons. On one hand, I want to whinge about it, but the other side, I'm like, well, it's all part and parcel of the experience of hunting. That's what makes hunting fun, is trying to grind and feeling like you've accomplished something. So you can't have it both ways. However, that said, there are what are called Lumia TemTem. And the drop rate of a Lumia TemTem, get this, 1 in 8,000. 1 in 8,000 battles, you might get a Lumia. A shiny sort of TemTem, a super rare TemTem that might have a few extra numbers in some of its categories. Yeah, I haven't even seen a Lumia, and I don't think I've got the time to invest in trying to find one. I saw a video of somebody else finding a Lumia, and he actually swaps joypads with his girlfriend so he can eat his food while she looks for a Lumia, and then they swap back again. No, that's just insane. No, I would never. No, just no. So that for me is sort of, that's got to change a bit. I am liking the fact that you can get these little ice skates that you can see on the screen now, and you can go across what they're called crystal skates, because it's all crystallized areas that you can skate across. You can also get the ability to climb walls, so you're going back to previous areas and you're going through areas that you couldn't actually reach before to find new TemTem, which is pretty cool. Think of the cut and surf ability in Pokemon. That's the sort of thing that I'm getting at. You've also got surf as an ability in this, but guess what? It doesn't take up a slot or a TTM move of one of your Pokemon, or your TemTems, I should say. No, you get a freaking surfboard for your character. And all of these are character abilities, so you don't have to waste a slot on your TemTem. That's better than Pokemon. Heck yes, it is. This takes all the elements that Pokemon got wrong and throws them out the freaking window, pulls them back in again, and rips their guts out and makes them useful and makes them worthwhile, which I really like. I also like the fact that you can find some TemTem like this one, which is an experimental TemTem, which you don't find in the wild, and it's part of the storyline, so you have to go through the storyline. You're not just going to go out into the verse hunting for frickin' TemTem. It's not that open worldy. You still have to do the story mode, unlock all the areas, find all the TemTem, and the balance feels perfect. They've got so much right in this already in its early access, and I'm really excited for the full game. Now, I am reviewing this in its early access, and its score is freaking high because it's freaking good. So I would say if you're a big Pokemon fan, pick this game up for sure. You need to have this in your inventory space of games if you like Pokemon or animal catching, taming, training. This is brilliant. So I'm giving it an 8.8 out of 10, and I can't wait to review the full game later. I want to say a massive great big thank you for watching. If you like what you see, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And thank you to my backers over on Patreon and on YouTube membership. If you do want to support this channel, you could just not skip my adverts. That throws revenue down my avenue. Or stay with Captain Steve a little bit longer and hit something on this screen. Heck yes, and there's also merch on this screen now. Awesome!